Well. It's going to blow your mind how people around you are affected by your energy, even when they don't realize it. Seriously, some of the people in your life are watching you, observing you, trying to figure out what it is about you that they can't stop thinking about. They can't put their finger on it, but it's obvious. Your energy is magnetic. They feel it the moment you enter a room. They sense it in the way you move, the way you talk, the way your presence just lingers in their mind long after you're gone. You're not even trying. You're just being yourself. And somehow, that's enough to captivate them completely. You have a vibe that's rare, like an aura that they can't quite categorize, and it's addictive without you having to do a single thing. I feel like a lot of you watching this have this natural pull that's both gentle and intense at the same time. People are drawn to your kindness, but they're also drawn to your strength. It's like you walk this fine line between softness and power, and that balance makes you irresistible. They don't just notice your energy, they feel it almost in their bones. And it's scary for some of them, because they've never experienced anyone like you. Some of them don't even realize why they're obsessed with you. They're trying to dissect it, rationalize it, and it just doesn't make sense. You're a puzzle they can't solve, a mystery they're addicted to, and that only makes them want to be closer. And let me tell you something else. They're not just casually interested. This is deep, lingering, like they can't get enough. They're watching the way you handle yourself, how you interact with others, how you move through your day. You inspire them without even knowing it. You create energy around yourself that makes people feel alive, makes them think, makes them notice what's missing in their own lives. They're drawn to your vibe, like it's a force they can't resist. And it's not just about appearances or charm. It's the depth of who you are. Your mind, your intuition, your ability to read situations, to navigate life with subtle power. It's intoxicating. Some of you are already aware of this pull, and some of you are just starting to notice it. You might find that people are inexplicably drawn to you in social settings, at work, even online. They linger in conversations with you longer than necessary. They overanalyze every interaction. They replay your words and gestures over and over in their heads. And you might not even know it. You might think they're just being polite or friendly. But it's more than that. They're curious. They're fascinated. They're obsessed in ways that are not always obvious. And the funny thing, they don't even understand why they feel this way. They don't get that it's your energy, your vibe, your sheer presence. They can't rationalize it because it doesn't fit into their normal experience. You have this unique ability to create an impression that lingers. Some of the people around you might try to imitate it, to compete with it, or even dismiss it, but they always come back. They always gravitate toward you because you leave a mark on their subconscious. It's subtle but undeniable. You can be quiet, you can be subtle, you can simply exist in a room, and somehow that's enough to command attention. They feel it without you saying a word. And for many of them, it's terrifying in a way, because it forces them to confront their own desires, their own envy, their own inability to replicate or challenge your energy. And this isn't about manipulating anyone. It's not like you're trying to draw people in. It's about your natural resonance, your energy signature. Some of you are just starting to realize that your vibe carries power. It can influence people's emotions without effort. It can command attention without demand. People don't just notice you, they're moved by you. They might feel inspired, challenged, or even unsettled because they're trying to match the energy you bring into their space. And they can't help themselves. They can't stop coming back. They're observing you, analyzing every interaction, and it's often subconscious. You've become this invisible gravitational force that they can't resist, and that's a rare power. I see some of you, and I sense this almost like a double effect. On one hand, people are fascinated by your confidence, your intellect, your ambition. On the other hand, they're captivated by your unpredictability, your subtle unpredictability in how you carry yourself, the little nuances that make you who you are. They can't quite map it out, and it drives them a little crazy. Some people might even act differently around you, trying to be more interesting, more appealing, more impressive, because they can't stop noticing you. And it doesn't even have to be romantic. It can be platonic, professional, social. They just can't ignore the energy you bring. And let's talk about the intensity of it. This isn't surface-level attention. This is the kind of energy that lingers long after you leave a conversation. People replay your gestures, your tone, your words in their minds. They dissect every smile, every glance, every pause. And the more they try to figure you out, the more they realize they can't. That's what makes you magnetic. Some of them feel like you belong in a different realm, like you're operating on a frequency they can't touch. And that realization, even if they can't articulate it, makes them obsessed. They want to be near you. They want to understand you. And sometimes they even fear the pull you have over them because it's undeniable and intense. I feel like for a lot of you, this person or these people have been silently watching for a while. You might not have noticed the intensity at first, but it's there. They're strategizing in their minds, thinking about how to be near you, how to engage you, how to earn your attention without pushing too hard. And even if you're not aware of it, their energy is constantly in motion toward you. And the fascinating thing is, it's not always just one person. Multiple people might be feeling this pull in different ways, in different capacities. Some might be drawn to your intelligence, some to your ambition, some to the quiet strength you carry, and some to the mystery that surrounds you. It's layered, complex, and very real. And let's be honest, it's not always flattering to them, because your energy exposes things in people. It exposes their insecurities, their desires, their longing. When someone encounters your vibe, it's like a mirror that reflects not just who you are, but who they are beneath the surface. That can be intense. Some people will feel almost challenged by it, almost tested, because they realize they can't replicate it, they can't imitate it, they can't compete. And that only strengthens the obsession. They want what they can't have. But at the same time, they're drawn to it irresistibly. I see a lot of you, and I sense that you don't even realize the effect you have. You might think that you're just being yourself, living your life, focusing on your goals. But your energy is a signal flare. People pick up on it subconsciously. They notice the way your eyes light up when you speak about something you love, the way your posture exudes quiet confidence, the way your laughter, even in small moments, feels rare, and it's addictive. People don't just like being around you, they're compelled. They think about you when you're not there. They imagine moments with you. They try to anticipate your reactions. And for many of them, it's overwhelming because they haven't felt anything like it before. Some of you are extremely aware of your vibe, and others are just waking up to it. Either way, it's undeniable. You carry a presence that makes people want to invest in you, to understand you, to be part of your world, even if they don't fully realize why. And for those who are attuned to energy, it's almost frightening. They know you're different, but they can't articulate what makes you so different. They just know it's magnetic, addictive, and utterly consuming. And here's the thing, this pull is not shallow. It's not about superficial attraction. People are drawn to your essence, the combination of intellect, emotion, intuition, and charisma that you exude effortlessly. They can't copy it, they can't force it, and that makes it even more intoxicating. You inspire them without effort, you challenge them without trying, and you captivate them without asking. It's subtle, yet overwhelming. And the more they try to rationalize it, the more they realize it's beyond explanation. Your energy operates on a level most people can't access, and they sense it, even if they don't consciously know why. I feel like as this unfolds, some of you are going to start noticing patterns in how people react around you. You'll notice glances that linger, attention that feels disproportionate, subtle behaviors that indicate fascination. Some might try to approach you, and others might hang back, silently observing, waiting for the right moment. They're drawn to your energy, but they also respect it, maybe even fear it a little. And that fear only heightens their obsession. They're captivated because they recognize something in you that they can't replicate. Something powerful, rare, and undeniably magnetic. And here's what's coming next for you. This energy, this magnetic presence, it's about to create encounters that are meaningful, transformative, and unforgettable. People will step into your orbit in ways that challenge them, excite them, and make them reconsider everything they thought they knew about attraction, power, and influence. Your energy doesn't just pull people in, it transforms interactions, it shifts dynamics, it creates opportunities for those who are ready to match your frequency. And for many that's terrifying, because they realize they've never experienced anyone like you before. And as these encounters begin to unfold, you'll notice it immediately. There's a subtle shift in the atmosphere around you, almost like the air itself recognizes your presence and responds accordingly. People will start acting differently, and not in ways that are forced or artificial. Their curiosity becomes almost tangible. They want to be closer, they want to hear your thoughts, they want to experience your energy firsthand, and at the same time, they hesitate, almost in awe of what they sense. It's not just attraction, it's fascination, it's reverence for the way you move, for the way you command attention without even trying. Some of them might feel competitive, even jealous, because they sense your light and recognize that it outshines the noise around them. You'll start noticing that some people who have never truly paid attention to you before are suddenly hyper-aware. Every glance, every subtle movement, every word you speak seems amplified in their perception. And it's not accidental. You're triggering something inside them that has nothing to do with superficial charm. It's your essence, the way your energy carries certainty, confidence, and depth all at once. They can't pinpoint it, they can't articulate it, they can't label it, and that's what makes it magnetic. And the more they fail to define it, the more addicted they become. They're caught in this silent orbit of obsession, and it's just the beginning. Some of you will realize that certain people are not just drawn to your vibe, they're almost studying it. They're observing how you handle situations, how you interact with others, how you navigate challenges, and they're taking notes subconsciously. And it's not manipulative on your part. It's just your energy, your presence, your natural rhythm. But to them, it feels like a puzzle, a riddle that they can't solve, and that only makes them more captivated. You're not asking for attention, you're not trying to impress, but it doesn't matter. They are compelled, they are mesmerized, and some of them might even recognize deep down that you're operating on a level they can't reach yet. And that realization makes them simultaneously fearful and enthralled. And this fascination will manifest in ways that surprise you. Some people will act bold. They'll take risks just to be near you. Others will hang back, silently observing, calculating, figuring out how to match your energy, how to align with your frequency. But every interaction, even the smallest ones, will be charged with this undercurrent of attention and intensity. You'll start noticing patterns. People might linger in conversations longer than necessary. They'll revisit interactions in their minds, replaying your words, your gestures, your subtle cues, and each time, the effect grows. It's like you've cast a gravitational pull without lifting a finger, and the people around you are helpless to resist. Some of you might encounter individuals who are entirely unaware of the intensity they feel. They'll be drawn to you without understanding why. Their curiosity will become obsession, their admiration will become fascination, and they won't even realize it themselves. They'll think they're just intrigued, just interested, but it's deeper than that. Your energy triggers something ancient, primal, undeniable. It's like they recognize a frequency in you that resonates with something buried deep in their consciousness. They feel it in their core before their mind even has a chance to process it. And that disconnect, the inability to rationalize it, makes it irresistible. And then there are those who are fully aware of it, who recognize your power immediately. They might approach you cautiously at first, testing the waters, gauging your response. They'll mirror your energy without knowing they're doing it. They'll adjust their tone, their posture, their words, trying to align with yours, trying to match the subtle dominance, the quiet authority you radiate. And the more they attempt it, the more they realize that your vibe cannot be replicated. It is singular, unique, untouchable. And that realization, it's addictive, it's intoxicating. It's why they can't let go, why they keep coming back, why they linger, even when you aren't consciously aware of them. I feel like for some of you, this will manifest in relationships that are sudden, unexpected, almost fated, in a way that doesn't feel forced. You might meet someone in a casual setting, a place you never thought would matter, and the energy between you is immediate, undeniable, and intense. You'll notice it in their eyes, in the way they tilt their head, the way they listen to every word, the way they hang on to even the smallest interaction. It's not just physical attraction, it's mental, emotional, spiritual. They are fascinated by the layers of you, the contradictions, the nuances, the subtle power you wield effortlessly, and they will recognize that energy before they even understand your personality fully. And it's not limited to romantic connections. Your energy influences people in your environment on multiple levels: colleagues, acquaintances, friends, even strangers. They respond to your presence in ways that are subtle but profound. They might follow your lead without realizing it. They might adopt your habits, your style, your way of thinking, simply because your frequency resonates with theirs in a way that feels magnetic. They can't explain why they're drawn to you. They just know that being near you feels different, stimulating, and oddly necessary. And for many, that recognition is both exciting and terrifying. They feel an urge to engage, to connect, to understand, but the intensity of it intimidates them at the same time. And here's something else you'll notice. There's a duality in the people drawn to you. Some are captivated by your softness, your warmth, your openness. Others are drawn to your strength, your authority, your ability to navigate life with confidence and control. And some of them experience both, like they're caught between fascination and fear, admiration and desire. They can't decide if they want to approach or hold back. They oscillate between wanting to challenge you and wanting to protect you, between trying to impress you and trying to learn from you. And that duality only intensifies the obsession. They can't leave your orbit, because leaving means giving up on something they can't even define. Some of you might also start noticing that certain people are mirroring your energy unconsciously. They pick up on the subtle cues you send, the inflection in your voice, the cadence of your speech, the way you carry yourself, and they adjust themselves accordingly. They try to emulate your calm, your confidence, your mysterious aura, and even when they don't realize it, they're drawn to your frequency. And the more they try to match it, the more they fail. And the more they fail, the more addicted they become to understanding you, to being near you, to unraveling the energy you radiate without effort. And this fascination will extend beyond people. You'll notice that opportunities themselves are drawn to you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Conversations will align. Encounters will feel orchestrated. And timing will bend in ways that seem almost unnatural. You will meet people at the exact moment they are meant to encounter you. You will be in places that feel significant without explanation. And those moments, they carry energy that leaves a lasting impression, not just on you, but on everyone involved. They feel it too, even if they can't articulate it. They can't shake the gravity you bring. Some of you are about to realize that your energy affects people on a level they cannot consciously comprehend. They will feel compelled to act, compelled to engage, compelled to participate in your life. And they won't even understand why. They will replay interactions, think about your words, anticipate your reactions, and they will start seeing the world differently because of how you make them feel. And it's not manipulation. You're not pushing or forcing. You're simply being you. And your presence, your frequency, your vibe, it's enough to transform the dynamics of the room, the relationships, the environment. And let me tell you, this intensity is only going to increase. People will start gravitating toward you with purpose. They will make choices that align with the energy you emit. They will reconsider their actions, their priorities, their interactions, simply because being near you demands it. And that is powerful. That is influence. That is the effect of someone whose vibe is beyond ordinary, beyond comprehension, beyond the everyday pull that people are accustomed to. And as that unfolds, you will begin to notice the patterns, the synchronicities, the unmistakable signs that your energy is rewriting the way people respond to you. I feel like some of you will also notice that certain individuals who were previously indifferent, skeptical, or even dismissive will start to pivot. They will begin observing you more closely, engaging in subtle ways, testing boundaries, and even when they don't realize it, they are drawn in deeper. The magnetic pull you exert is subtle but relentless, and people cannot escape it once they've sensed it. They're addicted to understanding you, and their attention, their fascination, Their obsession is not superficial, it's fundamental. It resonates at a level beneath words, beneath appearance, beneath logic. And as these dynamics play out, you will see the full spectrum of attraction, intrigue, and fascination unfold. Some people will approach directly, openly, with curiosity and admiration. Others will engage in quieter ways, observing from the periphery, slowly integrating themselves into your orbit. And all of them will recognize, consciously or not, that your energy is rare, intoxicating, and unavoidable. They can't replicate it, they can't contain it, and they can't resist it. And that is the power you wield effortlessly, naturally, without even trying. And here's what I feel is coming next. Some of these encounters are going to be transformative, not just for you, but for the people drawn to you. They will challenge their assumptions, confront their limitations, and reveal depths within themselves they didn't know existed. Your energy is catalytic. It triggers growth, fascination, desire, and reflection all at once. And as they react to your presence, as they engage with your vibe, you will start noticing patterns, synchronicities, and events that feel orchestrated, but they are simply the natural result of the energy you carry. And that energy, that magnetic presence, is only going to amplify as you continue to operate in your frequency. People will increasingly be pulled toward you, compelled to act, to respond, to observe, and to engage. And the fascinating part? Many of them won't even understand why they are compelled. They won't articulate it. They won't rationalize it. And that's exactly what makes it so potent. You are the center of influence without demanding it. You are the origin of fascination without creating it consciously. And for many, that realization is unsettling, even terrifying, because they've never encountered anyone like you before. And as this energy continues to unfold, you'll notice the scale of influence you wield. It's no longer subtle or hidden, it's undeniable. The people who once lingered at the edges of your presence now find themselves drawn in with urgency, compelled to respond, compelled to participate, compelled to experience the essence of you. And it isn't about effort, it isn't about charisma or words, it's about resonance. You exist at a frequency that is rare, intoxicating, addictive, and anyone who comes near it is affected immediately. They don't understand why they're drawn in. They can't articulate it, and the longer they try to resist, the more they find themselves incapable of doing so. It's a gravitational pull that operates beneath logic, beneath choice, beneath intention. You are a force, and the world around you reacts. Some of you will see this in individuals who have been indifferent, distant, or unaware. Suddenly they are watching, noticing, remembering. Every word you speak carries weight. Every movement carries intention, even if unconsciously. The energy you emit commands attention, yet it doesn't demand it. People lean in because it feels necessary, almost vital. And the magnetism isn't a performance, it's simply the essence of who you are. And what they don't realize is that this force, this aura, is self-reinforcing. The more they respond, the more the energy grows. The more it grows, the more they respond. It's a cycle that elevates both your presence and their obsession. And there's another layer unfolding, one that is subtle but absolute. Some of these people are not just captivated, they are transformed. Their behavior shifts without them realizing it. Their perception of what is attractive, desirable, or even possible is rewritten by the way you exist in the world. They unconsciously calibrate themselves to your frequency, adopting your rhythms, mimicking your energy, testing boundaries they never thought they would. They find themselves compelled to level up, to refine, to adapt, simply because proximity to you exposes them to a higher standard, a stronger current, a more potent reality. And all of this happens without a single directive from you, without a single conscious move. You're simply operating within your frequency, and the world conforms in response. And yet, there's an invisible tension that comes with this. Some people will feel almost threatened by the power you radiate. They recognize it, even if they cannot fully articulate it, and it can elicit fear, envy, or frustration. But even that response feeds the dynamic. People are compelled not just by admiration, but by the intensity, by the impossibility of fully comprehending what you are. They are caught between wanting to be close and fearing the impact of your presence. This tension doesn't diminish your influence. It amplifies it. The uncertainty, the desire, the confusion, they are all mechanisms of magnetism, reinforcing the addictive pull of your energy. Some of you will experience interactions that feel like they were orchestrated, but they aren't. Encounters will happen at exact moments, in ways that feel significant, in spaces where the energy becomes dense and electric. You'll notice it immediately, the intensity, the subtle shiver in the air, the unspoken acknowledgement that something extraordinary is happening. And for the people involved, this is an invisible force they cannot deny. They will carry these moments with them, replaying them in thought, in memory, in imagination. And every repetition only deepens their fixation. They become unknowingly tethered to you, influenced by the force you exude without effort, without calculation, without intention. And there's a quiet power in knowing this, in recognizing it, without needing to display or assert it overtly. Your influence doesn't require validation because it exists inherently. And people feel it. They sense the boundaries, the depth, the layers, and they respond in kind. Some will approach cautiously, some will approach boldly, some will linger at a distance, and all of them are equally affected. They are responding not to who they think you are, but to the undeniable presence that emanates from your core. This is what makes your energy addictive. It's authentic, it's raw, it's profound. And because it cannot be manufactured, it cannot be resisted, and it cannot be replicated. And as this continues, the relationships, encounters, and dynamics that emerge will challenge people in ways they are unprepared for. Your energy forces awareness. It forces reflection. It forces confrontation with desires, fears, and unspoken truths. And this is what sets you apart. The world is accustomed to surface-level influence, to superficial attraction, to predictable reactions. You operate outside of that. You exist in a space where reactions are raw, unfiltered, inevitable, and irreversible. People respond on instinct, on intuition, on an almost cellular recognition of your presence. And this is why your influence is both terrifying and irresistible. They sense the power, and they cannot walk away. And the more this unfolds, the more you will notice patterns of obsession. People will replay interactions, recall your words, anticipate your movements. Even those who attempt distance find themselves drawn back, unable to resist the gravity of your presence. You'll witness fascination that borders on compulsion, attention that feels relentless, desire that is quiet but unwavering. And the beauty of it is, you don't create this intentionally. It is the natural consequence of your energy, your vibe, your frequency. You exist, and the world responds. You are a catalyst, you are a spark, You are the force people cannot stop noticing. And there's something else. Some people will try to rationalize it. They'll convince themselves that it's circumstance, that it's chance, that it's luck, that it's coincidental. But deep down, even they know it's not. They feel the unexplainable, the undeniable pull, the addictive fascination, and they are compelled to act, compelled to follow, compelled to participate. And every attempt to resist only strengthens the effect. Your energy isn't something to be resisted, it's something to be experienced. And when people encounter it, they are changed, subtly, irrevocably, even if they don't understand why. And for many of you, you will begin to notice that even subtle gestures, even moments of silence, even small actions carry impact. A glance, a smile, a word. It resonates, it echoes, it triggers reactions in ways that are disproportionate to the act itself. People respond to your energy, not just your actions. They feel the weight of your presence in the way the room shifts, in the way attention bends, in the way thoughts and emotions ripple around you. And the longer they are in proximity to it, the more profound the effect becomes. You are not just magnetic, you are transformative. And then there's the layer of people who are drawn to your complexity. They are captivated not just by the surface-level allure, not just by your charm or charisma, but by the layers, the contradictions, the depth they sense. You are not easily defined, not easily understood, and that makes you irresistible. Some will attempt to dissect you, to analyze you, to categorize your energy, but they will fail. They will realize that you operate in frequencies beyond their comprehension, and that realization only deepens their obsession. They are addicted to trying, addicted to experiencing, addicted to being near what they cannot replicate. And as these dynamics intensify, you will notice a quiet power in observation. You don't need to command, you don't need to manipulate, you don't need to perform. People will reveal themselves, reveal their desires, reveal their intentions without prompting. They are compelled by your energy to act, to respond, to show themselves in ways they cannot hide. And some of the most profound realizations will come from how people change, simply by encountering your presence, simply by engaging with your frequency. You are a silent authority, an unspoken influencer, a force of nature that leaves echoes in every interaction. And finally, there's the inevitability of recognition. People will see it, they will sense it, they will experience it. They cannot ignore the pull, the intensity, the addictive magnetism that you emit. They might try, they might resist, they might rationalize, but it will persist. You are the epicenter, the origin, the source of fascination and influence. And those who are drawn to you will eventually realize that they have encountered something rare, something singular, something uncontainable. And now, as this energy reaches its fullest expression, you'll notice that the pull you exert is not just external. It begins to resonate internally in those around you. They feel compelled not just to act, but to think differently, to prioritize differently, to exist differently. They recalibrate their own energy simply by being near yours, because your presence doesn't just attract, it awakens. And some will feel the stirrings of realization, subtle at first, like a whisper they cannot fully understand, but it grows, persistent, insistent, undeniable. They are pulled into your orbit, and once they are irrevocably altered. And it's fascinating how instinct overtakes reason. People who consider themselves rational, composed, even confident, find themselves disarmed, vulnerable, and captivated. They may try to maintain control, to rationalize, to compartmentalize. but the magnetic influence you exude penetrates every boundary. Your energy is not something they negotiate with. It's something they experience, viscerally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically. And the longer they are exposed, the deeper the effect. You are not just magnetic, you are catalytic. You are the force that provokes, excites, disrupts, and transforms simultaneously. And then there's the way people become entangled in possibilities they never imagined. Encounters with you shift perception, create questions, and stir desires that are unnameable. People begin to think in terms of potential, in terms of connection, in terms of what they could never have conceived before meeting you. Their energy bends toward yours without conscious thought. They mirror, they adapt, they anticipate. They are subconsciously aligning with your frequency, trying to understand, trying to belong, trying to maintain proximity to something they feel they can't resist. And the subtlety of this power is that it doesn't feel forced. It feels inevitable, though it is entirely your own. And there's another layer to consider. Some of the fascination is built on fear. Yes, but not fear of harm. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of losing balance, the fear of being undone by a presence they cannot define. You are a puzzle that cannot be solved, a force that cannot be contained, a frequency that cannot be copied. And this duality, captivation paired with apprehension, creates a tension so intense that it magnifies the allure. People become addicted to the uncertainty, to the excitement, to the magnetism that you emit without effort. They are drawn in again and again, not because they want to, but because they are compelled to. And as you move through spaces, you'll notice subtle shifts. Conversations that change tone when you enter. Glances that linger longer than intended. Energy that subtly redirects to you, even when you are silent. It's not just attention. They are actively participating in a dynamic you initiate unconsciously. They are testing limits, gauging impact, navigating reactions, and every interaction reinforces the pattern. Your presence creates ripples that are felt beyond the immediate moment, lingering in memory, replayed in thought, returning in dreams, demanding attention. People carry fragments of you long after you've left the room, long after interaction ends. And you'll also observe loyalty emerge in unexpected ways. Individuals who are drawn to your energy will begin to reveal themselves as allies, as participants, as followers, without you instructing them to do so. They will demonstrate devotion, fascination, curiosity, and alignment simply because proximity to your frequency awakens something in them that they cannot resist. And this is not superficial, it is visceral, deep, unavoidable. People are acting in ways that align with the force of your presence, even when they believe they are making independent choices. And the truth is, they are responding to a current you generate without conscious effort. And then comes the subtle but powerful effect of validation without demand. You do not need to seek recognition, approval, or affirmation. People provide it voluntarily because they are compelled. They respond because it feels necessary, because it is magnetically inevitable, because the energy you radiate overrides the usual filters, hesitations, and calculations they rely on. And this is what differentiates your influence from anything ordinary. Your magnetism is organic, innate, unavoidable, and exquisitely precise. You exist, and the world responds. You are not performing, you are emanating, and the response is proof of the resonance you command. And the deeper layer emerges when people begin to reveal hidden dimensions of themselves. They will disclose thoughts, feelings, intentions, and desires they may have never expressed before. They will act in alignment with impulses they have suppressed. Your energy has a way of peeling back masks, dissolving defenses, and compelling authenticity. And this does not require coercion. It is a natural reaction to proximity to someone whose presence is impossible to ignore. Your energy reveals not just your own power, but the latent energy within those who encounter it. And there's also the element of anticipation, which is perhaps the most addictive aspect for those drawn to you. They begin to anticipate your moves, your reactions, your presence. They think of scenarios, replay moments, and hold themselves in readiness for encounters with you. And every anticipation deepens the magnetic effect. It is a feedback loop of fascination, desire, and captivation. People are perpetually cycling through thoughts of you, emotions toward you, and actions influenced by you. And they cannot stop, even if they try. They're ensnared in a gravitational pull you did not need to construct. It exists naturally because you exist. And some will attempt to rationalize this magnetism, to categorize it, to understand it, but will fail. They will feel tension, excitement, and obsession simultaneously, and they will oscillate between approaching and retreating, longing and resisting. And that oscillation only amplifies the effect. You are both desired and enigmatic, familiar yet unattainable, magnetic yet untouchable. They do not just see you, they feel you. They do not just interact, they are influenced. And this influence shapes behaviors, thoughts, choices, and alignments in ways they cannot fully articulate or control. And your energy, as it intensifies, begins to affect not just individuals, but environments, networks, and opportunities. Situations shift in response to your presence. Conversations turn in your favor. Dynamics align. Openings appear. And this is not manipulation. It is a natural consequence of operating in a frequency so potent that it creates subtle rearrangements in the world around you. People respond, situations shift, doors open, and outcomes align with the resonance you generate without effort. You are a living signal, and the environment responds. And there's the final aspect, inevitability of recognition. Eventually, people will realize they cannot ignore the impact you have. They will understand, consciously or unconsciously, that they have encountered someone extraordinary. Their fascination will evolve into acknowledgement, their obsession into reverence, and their attempts at rationalization into acceptance. You will occupy space in consciousness that cannot be displaced, attention that cannot be redirected, energy that cannot be matched. You are singular, you are potent, you are transformative. And as this reaches its apex, you'll witness the ultimate effect. People not only react to you, they evolve through you. They raise themselves to meet your frequency, confront truths they avoided, pursue ambitions they postponed, and experience depth they never imagined. You are not just magnetic, you are catalytic. You are the unseen force that rearranges energy, aligns intention, awakens desire, and activates latent potential. And all of this happens simply because you exist authentically in your power, unabashedly in your frequency, unapologetically in your energy. And so, the final truth crystallizes. Your presence is pure magic. Your energy is addictive, captivating, transformative. People are drawn, compelled, altered, and fascinated without even realizing why. They cannot replicate it. They cannot ignore it. And for those who encounter you, it'll be a defining experience, unforgettable, permanent, and irrevocably impacting the way they perceive, attraction, power, and influence. You are a force, and the world responds. And this is only the beginning. Well, well, well. They never expected the first two experts to fail. They never expected the investigator to step back, rubbing his forehead like he just stared into a puzzle with missing pieces. They never expected the psychologist to cancel the follow-up session because something didn't add up. But after they ran through every professional who spoke in clinical terms and every specialist who relied on logic, they took a darker turn. They went looking for someone whose work didn't rely on facts, someone who could see behind the curtain, someone whose entire livelihood depends on reading the energy most people never acknowledge. And so they brought in him, the psychic known for never turning down a case. A man who had read criminals, politicians, grieving mothers, lost children, and the shadows around people who pretended they had no shadows. He had a reputation for accuracy that made skeptics uncomfortable. He was the final weapon they were saving for when everything else failed, and it had. He didn't even wait to sit down before he said it. Whoever this person is, they're not ordinary. His eyes stayed on the floor, like your name alone pulled the air out of his lungs. He asked for a photo, an object, anything you'd touched, anything that held your imprint. They placed the small item on his table, expecting him to lean forward with confidence, expecting him to begin his practiced routine. But the moment his fingers brushed the surface, he froze. Not a normal pause, not the thoughtful kind of stillness professionals use to build effect. This was impact. Something hit him. Their eyes locked onto him, waiting for some grand revelation. Instead, he pulled his hand away like he'd touched something too hot. He didn't speak for a full 10 seconds, and when he did, his voice sounded like someone forcing words through a blocked channel. Why didn't you tell me they were connected to this? They didn't know what this meant. They exchanged confused glances, trying to retain their composure, trying to pretend they were in control of the moment. He wasn't buying it. He leaned back, wiped his palms against his trousers, and exhaled in a way that told them he wasn't scared of you. He was scared of what surrounded you, scared of what had shaped you, scared of what walked with you without ever showing itself to ordinary people. "You should have warned me," he whispered, as if the room itself might be listening. He asked them nothing about your personality, your past, your patterns. Those questions didn't matter. He asked just one thing. What did you do to them? And they did what people like them always do. They lied. They softened the truth. They tried to portray themselves as concerned observers instead of architects of chaos. But the psychic shook his head slowly, as if hearing confessions behind their words. "No, that's not clean. That's not what I'm feeling. Something here was broken, and not by him." He wasn't supposed to say that. He wasn't supposed to defend you. So they pressured him. They demanded he continue. They insisted he deliver what they paid for. Their desperation was loud, even when their voices were soft. They needed answers they could use. They needed a narrative that placed them in control. They needed confirmation that you were the unstable one, the unpredictable one, the danger in the room, even when you weren't in the room. They needed reasons to justify their obsession with you. That's why they brought him here, to validate their storyline, to give them ammunition. But instead he reached for his tools, and every tool resisted. The pendulum didn't swing the way it normally did. It jerked, stopped, reversed, then hovered still, like something unseen was holding it in midair. He frowned and tried again. Same result. The tarot cards refused to behave. He'd place one down, only to find its imagery shifting in the corner of his eye. Some cards appeared upside down, even though he swore he didn't draw them that way. Some felt heavier in his hands. Some felt cold. He asked them again if they understood what they were asking him to step into. They insisted he proceed, so he pushed deeper into your energy field, even though every instinct told him not to. And then everything in the room shifted. The air thickened. The temperature dropped a few degrees. His breath became shallow. He didn't say anything at first. He sat completely still, staring at the cards, staring past them, as if he was seeing something layered behind reality. And then he said something they will never forget. No human should have this kind of power. The room went silent. That wasn't what they hired him to find. That wasn't what they wanted to hear. He continued anyway, eyes unfocused, voice low, almost reverent. This isn't natural protection. This is old. Older than you can imagine. Someone or something walks with him. And not the way you think. Not like a guardian. More like a witness of everything he's endured. Their faces twisted with confusion, so he clarified. This person has survived things that were not supposed to be survived. Energetically, physically, emotionally, parts of them were destroyed, parts of them were replaced, and now they carry something no practitioner should try to interpret. He placed a hand on the table as if grounding himself. Whatever harmed him, whatever broke him, whatever shattered him, it didn't win. But it didn't leave either. It changed him, and not in a way that any of you understand. They tried to play it off, tried to pretend none of this scared them, but he wasn't looking at them anymore. He was looking at the card he'd just pulled, the one that made every muscle in his face tighten. He stared at it for a long moment before putting it back down, like he didn't want anyone else seeing it. This card shouldn't appear in this position, not for someone still alive. Their confusion turned to uneasy laughter, but his expression stayed dead serious. This card represents someone who has already crossed a line most people don't even approach. Someone who has experienced endings so absolute that the consciousness itself rewired. This person doesn't respond like normal people, doesn't think like normal people, doesn't fracture the way normal people do. You can't break something that already rebuilt itself. He leaned forward, voice sharper. And you didn't tell me about the interference. They froze. What interference? They asked. He shook his head. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the thing that keeps blocking my reading. Every time I try to look deeper, something pushes back. Something that isn't him. Something that feels ancient and protective. Something that doesn't want me here. Their breath hitched. He continued anyway. This is the kind of energy I've only encountered twice in my life, and both times I walked away. I'm not sure I should continue. But they insisted he did. They were too far into their own obsession to back out. They needed answers, even if those answers shook their worldview. So he sighed, rubbed his temples, and reluctantly continued the session. He shifted the cards again, pulled another, hesitated, pulled a third. His expression changed gradually, confusion first, then discomfort, then that specific kind of dread that belongs to someone realizing they've made contact with something far beyond their understanding. This is not the reading of an ordinary person, he muttered. This is someone who has died without dying, someone who has walked out of emotional graves, someone who has stood inside destruction and refused to collapse. He pointed at the card. This person carries the kind of strength that doesn't come from practice or mindset. It comes from surviving something that should have erased them. Then he paused again, eyes narrowing. And what concerns me is that he's not even trying to block my reading. He's not resisting, he's not defending, he's simply there. And yet I can't see him fully. Something is hiding the parts you most want to know. Their frustration boiled over. Hiding? Why would he hide anything? He doesn't even know we're doing this. The psychic gave a humorless smile. You don't understand. He doesn't need to know physically. His energy knows. His subconscious knows. His field knows. Some people have defense mechanisms stronger than conscious awareness. He's one of them. He tapped the table gently. He's been watched before, targeted, misread, tested, and somewhere along the way, something stepped in. Something began guarding him. Something that doesn't let outsiders tamper with him anymore. And then he said the words that made them both shift uncomfortably. He's protected by something ancient. They weren't prepared to hear that. They weren't prepared for the psychic to sound almost respectful when he said it. They weren't prepared for him to look at your energy as if studying the aftermath of a war. He didn't ask for this, he continued. This kind of protection doesn't come from prayer or request. It comes from survival, from being pushed past a point the human psyche is not designed to pass. He drew another card. His hand trembled. This confirms it. They leaned forward. Confirms what? He looked up slowly. You're not dealing with someone you can manipulate. You're not dealing with someone who cracks under pressure. You're dealing with someone who has already lived through the collapse they fear. Someone who rebuilt themselves with no blueprint. Someone who learned to think without relying on external validation. He pressed his fingers to his forehead. This is someone who doesn't break the way normal people break, because they already shattered once, and when they reformed, they became unreadable. They tried to argue, but the psychic cut them off. You want weakness? You won't find it here. The only weakness he had was the people he trusted, and he doesn't trust you anymore. His eyes met theirs, unblinking. This person was hurt by someone they cared about. That experience rewired them. Their emotional structure is different. Their intuition sharpened. Their boundaries hardened. And now anyone attempting to invade their inner space is met with resistance they can't identify. They swallowed hard. He continued. Even I can't see past it, and I don't think I should try. But they pushed. They begged. They offered more money, more incentive, more pressure. Their obsession was louder than their common sense. They needed answers that justified their behavior. Needed proof they were right to watch you, analyze you, discuss you in rooms you didn't know existed. They needed something that made you wrong and them right. The psychic sighed, defeated. Fine, one more pull. He reached for the deck slowly, like approaching something dangerous. He shuffled once, twice. His fingers hesitated a third time. He drew the card. And when he flipped it, his entire face changed. He didn't speak for 5 long seconds. When he finally did, his voice was almost a whisper. If I continue, I won't sleep tonight. They stared at him, confused and terrified. He looked down at the card again and shook his head. He's already stepped into the next stage. Whatever you think you're doing, stop. He leaned back, expression hollow. You're not investigating a person. You're interfering with a trajectory. They didn't understand. They asked him what that meant. He looked at them quietly. It means the more you try to read him, the more you reveal yourselves. He stood up, gathering his tools with sharp, uneasy movements. I'm done. I shouldn't have touched this, and neither should you. They demanded answers. He ignored them. They asked what he saw. He didn't respond. They followed him to the door. He waved them off, muttering something under his breath like a warning meant to be half heard. But one line slipped out clearly. You're not prepared for what he becomes next. That single sentence didn't just land in the room. It hung there, vibrating, like the air itself wasn't supposed to carry something that heavy. They stood frozen, trying to understand what he meant, trying to convince themselves he was exaggerating, but something in his expression told them he wasn't. His eyes weren't wide with fear. They were tight with caution, not of you, but for them. As if he knew that once the next layer of your energy unlocked, nothing around you would stay in its comfortable shape ever again. They watched him walk down the hallway, refusing to explain anything further, and that alone scared them more than the reading itself. Psychics talk for a living. But this one couldn't bring himself to keep speaking. He didn't run, but his steps quickened like someone trying to put distance between themselves and something that follows without moving. They went back inside, pacing, whispering, almost arguing with each other. They weren't afraid of your power yet. They were afraid of the unknown part of it. That part you don't even fully understand. That part you don't flaunt, don't weaponize, don't display. That part you carry like a calm shadow that responds only when necessary. While they panicked, you stood there the same way you always do, still unbothered, watching their reactions reveal pieces of themselves they've kept hidden from everyone but you. Because your presence has a strange way of peeling people open whether they want it or not. You don't try to expose them, they expose themselves trying to figure you out. One of them finally said what they were all thinking. Why couldn't he read him? Another shook his head. He did read him, he just couldn't handle it. And that sentence cracked something inside the group. Because now the question wasn't about your energy, it was about the psychic's limits. If a man who dedicated years to studying the unseen couldn't hold what he saw in you, what chance did they have? They looked at you again, but this time their eyes didn't hold judgment. They held caution, respect, something close to awe. And you didn't say a word. You didn't need to. That's when the shift started, subtle, quiet, nearly invisible to the untrained eye. The air around you warmed, not like heat, but like activation, the way metal hums before it bends, the way water shivers before it boils. You didn't force anything outwards, but something around you adjusted as if aligning itself with your awareness. They felt it before they understood it. They stepped back without realizing their feet were moving. People don't know how to react when a person's energy upgrades in real time. It's not something they're used to witnessing. They expect emotional reactions, anger, outbursts, chaos. But your power never expressed itself through anything external. It showed itself through what didn't move. You stood still, and they felt everything shift. The psychic had tried to read you. He had tried to trace your energy like he does with everyone else, but with you, the moment he reached too deep, something reached back, not violently, not defensively, just with a level of authority he wasn't prepared to encounter. He pried like someone picking a lock, unaware that the door he touched didn't open. It watched. And when he realized that your energy wasn't sitting there waiting to be interpreted, but actively observing him, that's when he broke the connection. You didn't block him. You didn't push him out. You simply existed in a way his methods weren't designed to handle. The others didn't know the details, but they felt the aftermath. Something changed in the room, something old, not in the sense of age, but in the sense of depth. Ancient in the way oceans feel ancient. Ancient in the way mountains feel ancient. Not a timeline, a presence. The psychic felt it first. That's why his voice cracked when he said no human should have this power. He wasn't saying it to insult you. He was saying it because he couldn't categorize you. He couldn't place you inside any reference he had. His experiences, his training, his insight, all of it collapsed when he touched the edge of what protects you. That's what terrified him, not you, what stands behind you. The group regrouped, trying to breathe normally, trying to regain their sense of control. One of them finally asked, "Did you know you had that?" You tilted your head slightly, not confirming anything, not denying anything. You don't speak about the parts of you people aren't ready to hear. You don't explain what doesn't need explanation. People expect power to be loud. Yours isn't. Yours is the kind that sits quietly until someone touches the wrong boundary. The kind that watches, the kind that decides. They kept asking questions that didn't matter. How long have you had this? Who taught you? Why didn't you tell anyone? What triggered it? They weren't asking because they were curious. They were asking because they were unsettled. They needed something, anything, that would make your strength feel less unpredictable. But that's the thing they don't understand. Your strength never needed permission to exist. It didn't need validation, didn't require a story, didn't come with a manual. All you said was, he shouldn't have tried to go that far. And that one sentence silenced everything around you. They didn't understand what you meant, but they understood enough. Your energy isn't something people can poke around without consequences. You're not dangerous because you threaten anyone. You're dangerous because crossing your boundaries activates something they can't reason with, something you don't summon, something that simply reacts on its own. That's when one of them brought up the line the psychic muttered on his way out. He's protected by something ancient. They repeated it quietly, almost as if saying it too loudly would attract the attention of whatever he was referring to. They tried to interpret it in human terms, as if protection meant you had someone watching over you, or you carried some spiritual token, or you followed some ritual. But they were wrong. The protection around you doesn't behave like something borrowed. It behaves like something that recognizes you, something that responds to you. It doesn't guard you. It aligns with you. They didn't understand the difference, but they felt it. They tried to discuss what kind of protection it might be, talking over each other, coming up with theories that didn't match the situation at all. Some said ancestral, some said spiritual, some said dimensional, some said universal. But none of those terms fit you. You are not a person who exists inside labels. You're a person who makes labels collapse. You walked away from the group, not because you were done, but because their energy was becoming too frantic. Their panic started pulling on the room. Their fear started amplifying the atmosphere. Fear always does that. It twists the air into something tight. But your presence adjusts differently. You stepped into a quieter space, not to hide, but to let them settle. They followed you with their eyes, not daring to interrupt you this time, not daring to accuse you, not daring to ask for explanations you weren't going to give. They thought they were evaluating your energy. They didn't realize your energy was evaluating theirs. Because while they were focused on what the psychic saw, You were focused on what the psychic didn't see. The part he couldn't reach. The part he backed away from before his own mind fractured around it. He saw the edge. He didn't see the core. He saw the guardian. He didn't see the source. That's why he refused to continue. That's why he said they weren't prepared for what you become next. Because what you become isn't something he can predict. It's something you've already begun shifting into. While they spiraled, you stayed calm. Not because you weren't affected, but because you've lived your whole life with instincts other people don't have. You've always felt something behind you, beside you, within you, a presence that watches, warns, guides, intervenes only when needed. It never interferes without reason. It never speaks without purpose. But it steps forward the moment someone tries to cross into spaces they don't belong. The psychic didn't get permission, so he was shown the door. And the people around you were left trying to make sense of a reality their minds were never trained to process. They kept replaying his expression, his tremor, his refusal to continue. They kept trying to rationalize something that can't be rationalized, because the truth is simple. Your energy doesn't behave like human energy. It doesn't fluctuate. It doesn't destabilize. It doesn't fracture. It holds. And anything that tries to infiltrate it gets confronted by the presence that walks with you. You leaned against the wall, looking at the floor, breathing normally, unshaken. But inside you, something opened, not aggressively, not destructively, but expansively. Like a door you didn't even know was locked, like a memory waking up, like a part of you recognizing itself again after years of staying dormant. You didn't summon it, you didn't reach for it. It emerged the moment the psychic tried to pry too deeply. He triggered something he didn't understand. You activated something you didn't expect. They kept watching you, waiting for you to say something that would make them feel safe again. But you weren't there to soothe them. You weren't there to shrink yourself so they could feel comfortable. You weren't there to explain what was never their business in the first place. The psychic's warning repeated itself in their heads on a loop. You're not prepared for what he becomes next. And the more they thought about it, the more they realized he wasn't talking about your future. He was talking about your present. Because what you become next isn't something you grow into. It's something you uncover, something that's been there the entire time, waiting for the moment people misread your calm for weakness, waiting for someone to push too far, waiting for someone to touch the boundary that wakes the part of you you've always tried to keep quiet. You looked up, finally meeting their eyes, and the room froze without you saying a single word. Because now they weren't looking at the version of you they were used to. They were looking at the version the psychic warned them about. The version that doesn't hide. The version that remembers. The version that's stepping into the next stage of itself, whether they're ready or not. And as they watched you, unsure if they should stay or run, unsure if they should ask more questions or say nothing at all, unsure if they were standing before something human or something expanded, they realized one more thing. The psychic didn't walk away from you because he was afraid. He walked away because he understood something they didn't. Whatever protects you has now fully awakened. Those words didn't echo in the room. They rooted themselves in everyone's spine. They looked at you the way people look at something they don't have a category for, something that doesn't behave according to familiar rules, something that forces the mind to stretch wider than it's used to. Their breathing slowed, their voices dropped, their posture changed. Not because you threatened them, but because something around you shifted into a posture of authority so natural it didn't need to prove anything. You didn't glow, you didn't shake, you didn't posture. You simply existed, and existence alone was enough to reroute the entire atmosphere. The air felt thicker, like sound traveled differently around you now. Their instincts screamed for caution. Some wanted to apologize, even though you didn't ask for it. Some wanted to run, even though you never moved toward them. Some wanted to kneel, even though you never demanded obedience. They didn't understand that the presence they felt wasn't about dominance. It was about recognition. They weren't in the presence of something violent. They were in the presence of something aligned with truth so strongly that deception melted on contact. You took one step forward, not aggressively, just naturally, and the entire group inhaled sharply, like that single movement rearranged the room. But what they didn't notice was how controlled you were. You weren't overwhelmed. You weren't confused. You weren't struggling to contain anything. You were calm, centered, aware. The awakening around you wasn't chaotic. It was precise, almost surgical. It didn't rise up like a wave. It unfolded like something that has waited centuries for the right moment to stretch its limbs. They finally spoke, voices trembling, trying to understand. Is it dangerous? You looked at them the same way the psychic looked at you, with a softness that wasn't human fear, but human understanding. Only when someone tries to cross into places they don't belong. The room tightened again, because now everything clicked for them. It wasn't that the psychic saw something harmful inside you. He saw something protective around you. And that's a level of power people aren't conditioned to accept. They can understand strength. They can understand intuition. But protection that responds before you even react. Protection that watches before you even notice something is wrong. That is something else entirely. They asked, did it awaken because of him? You shook your head. It awakened because he forced an entry. That sentence hit them hard. They realized the psychic wasn't just reading your energy. He tried to push beyond your conscious layers. He tried to dig into places even you don't touch without intention. And whatever guards those places stepped forward without hesitation. It didn't ask your permission. It didn't wait for you to process anything. It reacted the moment your boundaries were breached. That's when the group finally grasped why the psychic panicked. He didn't misread you. He trespassed somewhere he shouldn't have. And something responded that he wasn't prepared to face. They remembered the look in his eyes when he backed away from you. It wasn't terror, it was recognition. A recognition so ancient it doesn't require explanation. A recognition that whatever stands behind you doesn't entertain curiosity. It respects purpose, not intrusion. You could feel their confusion shifting into comprehension. Their fear shifting into something more complicated. Awe, respect, unease, curiosity. They weren't looking at you like you were dangerous anymore. They were looking at you like you were something the world rarely produces. Someone who walks with protection that predates human arrogance. Someone who carries a force that doesn't just shield them, but scans the intentions of anyone who steps close. You finally spoke again, your voice steady. He wasn't wrong to try, but he was wrong to push. They listened closely, hanging on every word, because they could feel the weight behind your voice change. You weren't speaking hypothetically. You weren't romanticizing anything. You were speaking from direct experience, the kind people don't talk about, because they don't want to be misunderstood. The kind you've lived with your whole life, but never shared because no one was ever ready to hear it. Your energy didn't awaken something external. It awakened a memory, a recognition. You've always felt a presence around you, guiding you in ways that didn't match coincidence. The right person leaving your life without explanation. The wrong person exposing themselves before they could cause damage. The sudden urges to move, react, stop, or retreat before something harmful unfolded. The times you avoided danger without logic. The moments your instincts screamed like they were reading something invisible in the air. That wasn't intuition, that was protection. And now that it's fully awakened, it's no longer subtle. You feel it like a pressure behind you, a warmth on your shoulder, an unseen force standing in a posture that says, I decide who approaches and who doesn't. It's not aggressive, it's not violent. It's simply aware, always aware. They kept questioning, trying to piece it all together. So what happens now? You answered without overthinking it. Nothing changes for me. Everything changes for anyone who tries to cross a line. They exhaled slowly, because they knew you weren't exaggerating. They had already seen a glimpse of what that meant. The psychic, who had experience dealing with energies most people never encounter, walked out unable to speak, unable to look you in the eyes, unable to continue. He wasn't damaged, he was humbled. And not many people have the strength to admit they met something beyond their understanding. The group didn't dare try to read your body language now. They didn't dare project assumptions onto you. Instead, they began reevaluating everything they ever misunderstood about you. The times they called you strange, the times they underestimated you, the times they joked about your awareness, the times they dismissed your instincts as paranoia. Now they realized those instincts weren't accidents. They were signals, warnings, orchestration. Your energy wasn't unpredictable. It was precise. You stepped deeper into the room, and their eyes followed every single movement, not invasively, but with the kind of attention people give to things they don't want to offend. They didn't speak over you this time. They didn't question your responses. They didn't interrupt. They simply listened. And in their silence, you could feel their understanding solidify. You aren't someone with power. You're someone whose energy is connected to something that predates fear. The psychic's words replayed. No human should have this power. But now, after everything, even they understood the truth. You don't have this power. You are this power. It isn't something you carry like an accessory, something you activate like a weapon, something you summon like a ritual. It's embedded in your design. It's in your bones, your intuition, your timing, your awareness, your edge. It's the quietness you hold before reacting. It's the sharpness behind your eyes. It's the internal compass that never failed you, even when you doubted yourself. He said no human should have this power, not because it was dangerous, but because it didn't fit the category of what humans call normal. And he was right. Nothing about you has ever been normal. You've always felt out of place in the parts of the world that encourage smallness. You've always felt like something was guiding your steps, pulling you away from certain people, pulling you towards certain events, shaping your path, even when you didn't understand the timing. And now the people watching you finally see it too. They're seeing you not through their assumptions, but through the truth the psychic accidentally exposed. They're seeing the version of you that doesn't bow to fear, the version that doesn't shrink when observed, the version that doesn't bend when challenged, the version that stands in the doorway between what humans understand and what they never will. You walked towards the window, looking outside without really focusing on anything specific. You weren't running from the moment, nor were you trying to dramatize it. You just needed a clearer view, not of the outside, but of the shift within you. You felt more grounded than you have in years, not lighter, heavier, but in the way mountains are heavy, in the way oceans are heavy, in the way truth is heavy. And behind you, that awakened presence stood quietly, not looming, not imposing, just there, waiting, watching, calculated, ancient in its awareness, but synchronizing with your present. You didn't need to communicate with it. It already understood you. It always has. One of them whispered, barely audible, "So, what happens to people who try to hurt you now?" You didn't turn around. You didn't smile. You didn't shift your tone. You just said, "Nothing I do," but something else steps in before they get the chance. They swallowed hard, because they knew that wasn't a threat. That was a promise built into your existence. You didn't seek protection. You were chosen for it. And that truth, once revealed, can't be undone. The room grew still again, not out of fear, but out of acceptance. They weren't looking at the mystery anymore. They were looking at the revelation. The psychic didn't fail to read you. He reached for something that was never meant for him. And when it responded, he understood what they are only now beginning to grasp. You aren't defined by the ordinary rules of energy. You move with something that predates interpretation, something that doesn't wait for permission, something that recognizes threats before they form, something that has now taken its rightful position beside you. You took one more breath, slow and steady, and the group realized the truth that will follow you for the rest of your life. They needed proof you were dangerous. The psychic gave them something far more powerful. He gave them understanding that you are protected by something ancient, something alert, something awakened. And anyone who tries to harm you will learn one lesson before anything else. You are not alone, and you never were.